Give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Makakadash. Honors to the elders, apostles, men, truth on down, like-minded ones, relating this truth and knowledge, so we know this truth and knowledge. That the Wadi Yahweh Shem Yahshua put in the spirit of elders, apostles, men, and truth on down, like-minded ones, who teach this truth and knowledge, so they learn this truth and knowledge, and call holy Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Makakadash. Give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Makakadash. Relay some scriptures relating to friends or friendship. Read a few. I'll start at the top. Pleasant voices multiply friends, and gracious tongue multiply courtesies. Let those that are at peace with you be many, but let your advisors be 1 in 1,000. When you gain a friend, gain him through testing, and trust, and do not trust him hastily. So pretty much the trials and tribulations test him whether he's a true friend or not, man. And these scriptures I'm reading related to true and false friendship, who's true and who's false. For there is a friend who is such at your own convenience. So really at their own convenience, their friendship, you know what I mean? So they stay close to you for, sometimes it can be for ulterior motive, man. But will not stand with you in the day of trouble. Let me get a scripture real quick. So when adversity hits or opposition or hardship, they're going to bail on you. So they only around for their own convenience, not yours, bro. Proverbs 18 and 24. A man that have many friends must shew himself friendly, man. And there is a friend that sticker closer than a brother, man. That's really a true friend, man. Especially one through adversity, man. Let me see.
Yeah, see if I get the questioning my expenditures. I'll start paying.
Let's go back where I was at.
Right now,
the scriptures I'm reading is from the Revised Standard Version, which is the RSV. Right here. Let me say where I'll leave off at. Yeah. So, for there is a friend who is such at his own convenience, but will not stand by you in the day of trouble. So that goes to the adversity. So they're going to bail on you, man. They're not going to be there. They're only there temporarily for when it's good, man. And there is a friend who changes into an enemy and will disclose a quarrel to your disgrace, man. So they're going to pretty much... They're gonna change. They're gonna turn on you, man. And there is a friend who's let me say. And there is a friend who is a table companion, but will not stand by you in the day of trouble. And that goes to not being a true friend, man. They're only there for your convenience, as I read a few scriptures up. Let me say. And number 11, in your prosperity, he will make himself your equal. So they're gonna make when you're doing good, they're gonna try to be equal with you. And be bold with your servants, man. But if you are brought low, he will turn against you, and he will hide himself from your presence, man. You know what I mean? So scripture talk about. What does that scripture talk about? Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. A friend cannot be known in prosperity. An enemy cannot be hidden in adversity, man. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And that goes for the ones in power, but you're going to equate this relating to whether true or false friendship as well, man. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed, be aware of him. Thou shalt be unto him as thou has wiped a looking glass. Thou shalt know that his rush have not been altogether wiped away. So certain things you can't change relating to that individual, man. You know, his true, what he is going to be made manifest, man. Set him not by thee unless he have overthrown thee, and he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, unless he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So he's there to ultimately undermine you by his own convenience, to undermine you and to overtake you, man. That's a wicked or false friend, man. Who will pity a charmer that has bit with a serpent, or any such come nigh the wild beast? And that goes to playing with certain things that are dangerous, man. You know, it's going to backfire on you. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity, man? Let me see. For a while he will abide with thee. That's what this goes. So he's only there for his convenience, man. You know what I mean? So they're going to abide for you for a time and season, man. But when you begin to fall, and that fall being brought down low, as a former scripture in Sirach 6, he will not tarry. So he's not going to wait around when you fall. When your friend, when you fall, he or she's going to bail on you. You know what I mean? The enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart, which is his mind, he imagined how. Imagine it goes to imaginations related to the thought, how to throw thee into a pit, and he will weep with his eyes. But if he find opportunity, so he's going to pretend put the certain body language, facial expressions, like individuals are sympathetic, but really are not, man. It's a front, man. But if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So he's there for, he has the agenda, the ulterior motive, opportunity, and he's there for a specific purpose, man. He or she. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. How convenient, you know what I mean? And though he pretend to help thee, so they're going to pretend, put on the masquerade and facade, yet shall he undermine thee. So, because that's their purpose, to undermine thee so they can overtake thee, man. Because they have the agenda, man. And he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper and change his countenance, which is his appearance. Because ultimately they had an ulterior motive, man. They weren't sincere and they weren't genuine, man. All right, let's go back to where we at. That's relating to Sirach 12. Go back to 6. I'm going to continue reading on. I'm going to read all the way down. But if you are brought low, pretty much brought down low, that goes to fallen, brought down to a low estate. But if you are brought down low, he will turn against you, and he will hide himself from your presence. That goes to the scriptures I was reading. Keep yourself far from your enemies, and be on guard towards your friends, man. So keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer, as they say in the world. There's a reason for that. So keep yourself far from enemies. Don't be too friendly too quickly. As I read something on a post, you know what I mean, Sometimes being too friendly can make you make you a target for disrespect. There's another saying in the world: they take your kindness for weakness, man. You know, sometimes, man. Keep yourself far from your enemies. This is a very important one. Keep yourself far from your enemies and be on guard of your friends. Be aware of your enemies and be more aware of so-called friends, whether true or false. A faithful friend is a sturdy shelter, so they solid, stable. And he that has found one has found a treasure. So that sturdy, that shelter is like a good friend, man. You know what I mean? If you find one, that's one in a million, man. There is nothing so precious as a faithful friend, and no scales can measure his excellency, so nothing can compare or measure up to that. A faithful friend is an elixir of life. So elixir goes to that tonic, so it's very good, man. Very good. And those who fear the Lord will find him. Whoever feared the Lord direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so is his neighbor also. His neighbor is his brethren. All right, let's go to friendship scriptures again, continuation. Let me see. This is something quick. We go to scriptures relating to friendship. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 4:9 and 12. Two are better than one. Strength in numbers, in the matter of speaking, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one lift up his fellow. But woe unto him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him. So two is better than one because you have that two is that helper, man. So you fall down, that individual will help you lift up. I'm going to read the scripture, iron sharpen iron, related to sharpening and strengthening one another, man. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow, but woe unto them that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and three a cord is not quickly broken. So that goes to that strength in number, man. The more the merrier, man, in the matter of speaking. That was Ecclesiastes 4:9 and 12. Ecclesiastes, John 15 and 30. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. And ultimately, the Lord laid down his life collectively for the nation of Israel. Proverbs 27 and 17, iron sharpen iron. So a man sharpen the countenance, which is his appearance of his friend. Incorporate that in the matter of speaking with a little bit with Ecclesiastes 4:9 to 12, Proverbs 27 and 17. 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. Be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners. And that evil communication, man, can go to speech. Let me get it. See something. Examples: actions and behaviors, speaking badly of others, telling lies, bearing false witness, distorting facts, twisting, manipulating the truth, others to do your will, then those, put evil actions into negative, man. And basically compromise, taint, and compromise, that's something that should be positive and turn it to negative, man. It also goes to the ways and conduct and mannerisms as well, man. Scripture talks about be not unequally yoked with relating to the righteous with the unrighteous, and the communion with light with dark. You know what I mean? So that goes with that as well, man. Let me see. Go back to friends. Job, to him that is afflicted, pity should be shewed from his friend, but forsaketh the fear of the Lord. But he forsaketh the fear of the Lord. So pity, showing pity, relate to your friend, your neighbor, your brethren. Let me see, Job 6:14. You have 27:6. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. Scripture talks about what's that scripture? Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, 25:5. Let me get it. Let me get the scripture up. Open rebuke is better than a secret love, so being honest. A true friend will rebuke out of being a good friend. You know, correcting. Even, you know, it might not feel good, but they're doing it out of, you know, because they care about that person, man, no matter speaking. An open rebuke is better than a secret love, so being honest, man. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of the enemy are deceitful, man. A full soul loatheth a honeycomb, but to hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. Go to let me see. A few scriptures related to friends. John 15:12. This is my commandment, that ye love one another, that I have loved you. Greater love than he have, I read this before, I'll read it again. Greater love have no man than this, that a man lay his life for his friends. Ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. You know what I mean? So the scripture talks about love thy God with all thy soul, with all thy soul, with all thy heart, with all thy mind, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. Second is love thy neighbor as thyself. And that goes to that brethren too as well, that love, man. Part of that love is respect, and part of that respect is love, man. You know what I mean? Let me see. Proverbs 22:24-27. Make no friendship with an angry man. So you make no friendship with an angry man or a contentious individual. And with a furious man thou shalt not go. So you stay away from him, man. Learn not his ways. Learn not his ways. And get a snare to thy soul. Learn not his ways, get trapped up. That's like the unequal yoke with the righteous. That's like the communion with the light with the dark, man. You don't mix with it, man. Be not thou one of them that strike hands, or of them that are sureties for death. If thou hast nothing to pay, what should ye take away thy bed from under thee? So keep your way, and that goes to really keep away from certain company, man. That is that I may comfort together with you for mutual faith of both you and me. Let me see. Although I bestow, I'm going to read 1 Corinthians 13, and though I bestow all good things to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing, man. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, nor puffeth up. Doth not behave itself unseemly, seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked, thinketh no evil. Rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth. Bear all things, believe all things, hope all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, they shall vanish away. And we know in part, we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is part shall be done away with. And I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child, and when I became a man, I put away childish things. Growing up. But now we see through the glass of darkly, but then the face to face. No, I know in part, but then shall I know, even as I am known. Now abideth faith, hope, charity, these three. But the greatest is charity. So charity is a good charity, man. It even covers sins, as Scripture says, talking about. So a few scriptures relating to friendship. Be aware of relating to true and false friendship. You know what I mean? A few scriptures. Hope this helps in some way. And let us, relating to Hebrews 10:24, let us consider one another to provoke into love, into good works, not forsaking the assembly of ourselves together, as a manner of some is, but exhorting one another, exhorting, motivating, encouraging, and so much more, the more as we see the day approach. And that day is ultimately the things that's coming, man, especially even more. And that being said, this is something, give all praise, Yahweh Bashem Yoshua Bashem Rakakadash. This is Zayar Wolf. I hope this helps in some way. Whoever listens, Shalom.